Welcome, everyone. I'm Kimberly Boschman, and this is the Intentionally Intuitive podcast. In this episode, we're going to take a look at the numerology and the energy for each life path number for November 2021. And what we'll do is we'll start off by looking at the energy and the numerology for the collective, and then we'll take a look, deeper dive into the energy for each individual life path number. So before we get into the reading, I just want to mention that this is, of course, a general reading. If you would like a personalized reading, please go to my website. I would love to work with you. And what else? I guess that's it. Let's get into it. So we are stepping fully into November. I can't believe that we're here already. Like, what a whirlwind this year has been. I mean, we kind of expected that with 5 energy. This 5 energy of 22 has definitely delivered on the energy of change, transformation, and, shifts for many people. And I've said this before, things are not going to slow down just yet. So we're still in this 5 energy universally for the year, and we're going to be in it through December to the end of December. And so we really need to, if there's any area within our lives that we haven't really taken advantage of and really harness this energy to explore the areas that are outside of our comfort zone to see, are there things that we need to release so that we can fully step into something bigger and better and more aligned for us? Because the one thing that usually holds us back is ourselves. And so this energy has been here for the taking, ready to be worked with. But if we don't do anything with it, then nothing happens, right? We are the driving force behind the energy. We are the momentum. And so I would say if there's any part or any piece of your life where you're in a comfort zone, that you've got some level of fear of sort of stepping out into something bigger and better and more aligned, even though it's unknown, even though it's scary, I would say really take advantage of this 5 energy while we have it through the end of the year. So with that being said, November is 16-7 energy. So ultimately it's going to be that energy of the 7. But we have a really strong influence of the 16. And so that's really what I'm going to sort of be speaking to when I talk about the collective energies this month and what we can kind of see come to fruition. The 7 energy is sort of lurking behind the scenes, right? It's like the core energy. And so we are going to feel that energy. But the 16 influence is going to help push us into that 7 energy, if that makes sense. So there's a lot to go over, so let's dive in. So November ushers in this universal vibration of the 16-7 energy, as I just said. So there's going to be this sort of beautiful, supportive energy for expressing yourself through writing, through speaking. You may find that you tend to be extra magnetic at this time, like people are just sort of drawn to you, or you're drawn to other people, but it's like an exchange of energy. Like there's just this magnetism. And it's sort of like this energy of drawing people to you because they're serving some kind of purpose within your journey. Like there's a reason why these people are coming to you at this time, or there's a reason why people are being drawn to you at this time. They have something to offer, something to contribute to your journey, and vice versa. And so pay attention to those people who are coming to you at this time. Pay attention to the things that are coming to you at this time. Don't ignore it or necessarily see it as a burden. Try to understand why these people are coming into your life. It could be that it's a lesson. It could be that there's something there to show you. But I really get that feeling like this is going to be something where it's kind of, it's really positive energy. Like it doesn't feel like a struggle energy. It feels like people coming to you because you can use their gifts. Like their gifts will complement your gifts, and what you guys can do together will just create something really beautiful within the world. So that's the kind of energy that I'm talking about when I'm talking about this magnetism. And it could be about relationships as well. You could really be attracting in those soul partners, those people who are just part of your circle at this time, and people who are probably going to be within your life for some period of time. These people are going to be especially drawn to your energy, your ideas, and to you, to your light, to what you are putting out there. So again, pay extra attention to how you are expressing yourself. Is it through negativity, shame, manipulation, fear? If so, then you are sort of being extra magnetic in that area, right? So what you'll attract more of is that negativity, is that shame, is that manipulation, right? And so again, this is going to be an energy and a vibrational match of people you will sort of invite into your experience. So this is going to be really important to understand that where you focus your energy at this time, especially, will create the experience that you have, right? That you are sort of nurturing and inviting in. So be certain that it's an experience that you want to be having, right? I say that a lot, but we have more power and control over our experience than we give ourselves credit for. And so again, if you are expressing yourself in a way that is full of negativity, full of shame, full of manipulation, full of fear, full of judgment of self or others, that is going to be what you are putting out to the universe to magnetize back to you, right? To bring back within to your experience. And so you're telling the universe, this is what I want more of because this is what I'm contributing my energy and my focus towards. So pay close attention to how it is that you're expressing yourself, how it is that you're showing up, how it is that you're trying to get your message across. Because remember, people are going to be drawn not only to you, but to your energy and your ideas and your expression. So just pay close attention to that. And it isn't about being positive all of the time, right? This isn't about toxic positivity. This is life, and we have big emotions, right? We're meant to feel and experience, and no one can do that for us, right? We're meant to experience the emotions. We're meant to experience the feelings. So what I mean by focusing on how you are expressing yourself has more to do with your contribution. So you may be feeling the negativity or the trials and tribulations of life, right? That's totally normal. But is that what you wish to contribute into the collective energy with your expression? So when the negative thoughts or the negative feelings come in strongly, this is going to be a time for, and this is very 7 energy, for going within, feeling and working through what surfaces, and then seeking the guidance and resources of others to assist you through it, right? And to sort of hit pause on sending that energy out into the world, right? And sort of not magnifying that negativity or those lower vibrations. It is totally normal and okay to feel them. Again, we are expressive, we are emotional beings. We're meant to feel it all. And when we're not feeling something, it's because we're suppressing it, and that just creates issues, right? And so if anybody's telling you to suppress those energies, then, they're really telling you to hurt yourself, right? You want to feel them. You want to move through them. You want to transmute them. What we're talking about here is hitting pause on sending that energy out into the world, in expressing it in a way that it's contributing to the greater collective and having some kind of effect on your environment, if that makes sense. So that's a fire that just doesn't need to be fueled, right? So when you're back to, your personal state of peace, harmony, joy, positivity, and you feel ready to share, then share that light, fuel that fire for the collective, right? Contribute that. Then those are the people, places, and things that you will draw into your experience. Those are the people, places, and things that will be sort of magnified and who will sort of catch your attention and who you will draw in. So again, you really want to pay attention to your thoughts at this time and, which thoughts you take action on. This is really important as well. Emotions, feelings, again, they're meant to be felt and experienced and moved through. However, thoughts can be changed. And we get to decide which thoughts we put our energy and our action behind to create the momentum. So with this powerful 16/7 energy, pay extra close attention to your thoughts, to your mindset. What are you giving your power to? Those thoughts are the seeds that, when they're planted, create the outward manifestation of our experience. So change the thoughts, change the mindset, change the experience. If it's a negative one, right? Again, I want to be very clear on this because I think that in the spiritual community, there's this misconception or misinterpretation of positivity where it's like, oh, we have to be positive all the time and toxic positivity and we can't talk about being positive. It's not about that. It's about, again, feeling all of the emotions, positive, negative, sad. And there's really no positive or negative, right? It's just emotions. It's your body, again, speaking through you and telling you, like giving you the red flags or giving you the notification that, hey, maybe you need some rest and relaxation at this time. Maybe you need to cry. Maybe you need to, put your face in a pillow and just let it out and scream or whatever. Or maybe you need to go into nature and just relax. But we need to feel the emotions, right? Nobody is saying to avoid or change the emotion without experiencing it and moving through it. Experiencing and feeling the emotion is incredibly healthy. What we are saying, or what I'm saying, is change the thought. And so again, if a negative thought comes into your awareness, you get to decide whether or not you take action on that thought, right? Or whether you're going to feed into that thought and give it power. The thought is of the mind, right? So again, that's something that we have the power to change. And it's through changing that thought, that mindset, that belief, whatever, that you do in turn change the experience, because you in turn change how you show up to the experience, the effort and the energy that you put into it. Okay? So I hope that's clear. Nobody's telling you to suppress or avoid your emotions. Please feel them, and if you need assistance to help you move through them, please use those resources, right? Find somebody who can help you to do that. And there's no shame in that. And same thing with changing the thought. If you struggle with changing those thoughts as they come in and you tend to sort of act on those more negative thoughts because sometimes they're easier to believe, there's coaches, there's readers, there's therapists, there's doctors, whatever you need to assist you in learning how to change that thought when it comes in and deciding on taking more appropriate actions to create the environment and the experience that is more conducive for your higher expression. So the 16/7 energy is really going to be highlighting for you where it might be that you are contributing or taking action on those thoughts that aren't serving you, right? So this is going to be a time when sudden and unforeseen events can sort of overthrow or shed direct light on those debilitating mindsets and habits, right, that need to be altered in order to be better serving. So this is going to be another period for, and I know people are so tired of hearing this because it seems like we've been in this shift for, since 2020, but it's important. It's very important, or it wouldn't be happening. So this is going to be another period for that massive awakening and sort of insights that push you to change course if the direction that you were moving towards was a dead end. So in tarot, this energy would be similar to sort of Tower energy or the Judgment card, or I would say even the Tower and Judgment card. So this is going to be a time for awakening, for big insights, for secrets being revealed, both good and bad, or not so great, right? And there is no good or bad. It's kind of like everything contributes towards our journey and helping us to get to our highest expression. So, but some are more uncomfortable than others. Let's put it that way. So both bring clarity, right? The more positive and the more challenging, both bring some level of clarity. And that's what we are being provided at this time through this month. So any dead weights that need to be released or any dead skin that needs to be shed, allow it to happen, right? Allow it to fall away, because you are emerging at this time as a more authentic version of yourself. And it's really hard to do that if you're carrying dead weight, if you're carrying, that old skin that really just doesn't even need to be there anymore. You know what I'm saying? So this is going to be a really powerful time for a lot of people. The more that you have to sort of shed, the more that you have to release, the more that you're really going to feel this energy this month. And again, work with it. Allow it to work with you, to show you, to highlight, and to show you, again, what needs to be released and how to release it. So the 16-17 or 16-7 energy may feel super intense, right? Just going to be honest about that, but that's okay. Remember, the energy is present, but it's what you do with it that ultimately makes the difference. This is powerful, motivating energy. Harness it, use it, allow it to motivate and inspire you. And this can be a time for magnificent creations. It doesn't have to be all like, healing work or major transformations or major shifts. It can be about getting those powerful, motivating inspirations and taking charge and creating those magnificent creations. So I would say plan wisely, use your intuition, and allow this energy to illuminate or spark your creative talents that you want to work with and to propel you towards those bigger goals. This is definitely a time for that. This is a time for when bright prospects may arise suddenly, including big relationships that could have significance within your life for, again, decades to come. One of the keys in sort of working with this energy is that you don't try to control it. Don't try to attach to whatever comes in. It can be challenging because it can feel like such big energy and such magnetic energy, right? And so intense that it can be really easy to sort of lose yourself within it. But it's going to be really, really important that you maintain your sense of self-control and work with the energy, walk with it, right? Don't lose yourself within it. This isn't about ownership, but rather fluidity and true partnership where integrity, authenticity, and freedom are maintained for all involved. So harness this energy to allow yourself to work with it, but don't try to control it, or the outcome sort of could be a little bit challenging. So keep it simple, even when it feels complicated. Sometimes we're the ones, that make it complicated. So this 16-7 energy is a big, big energy. And it's really here to help you and to work with you. So control, force, stress will only create a similar output and a similar experience. So as always, continue to find your center as you work with this powerful energy this month. This can be a very beautiful experience if we allow it to be, right? So refine the thoughts before you take the action in order to create your greatest reality, right? You have the power to do that. So it all comes down to, what are you taking action on? What are you putting your divine will and power behind? And is it what you actually want and what you believe will best serve you? If not, then stop, regroup, and do it differently. The power of the redirection and to create lies within you, not someone else, not something external to you. So big, powerful energies this month of November. Let's go ahead and look at the energies for your personal life path number. Life path number 8. So I pulled an animal spirit card and you guys got stingray spirit. And so what immediately comes in with this energy is sort of this need to do things differently, to kind of go in, not necessarily like in a different direction, but to do things in a way that you haven't done them before. It can be along the same lines of whatever it is that you've been doing, but it's like just doing something different, doing something. It can be something that's sort of like outside of your comfort zone. It can be something that's, I don't know, uncharted. You haven't done it before, but it's something where it's like, there's just this energy around doing something different. And this can be around relationships. This can be, how you show up to the relationship. This can be a creative product. This can be around work. Maybe you're leaving a job that you've been in for years and you're going to transition into something just completely different. Just understand that in that sort of doing that 180 is going to bring an incredible amount of value to your life. So it's kind of like if you've always been doing things a certain way, there's really this call right now with Stingray energy to do things differently, to switch it up, to try something you haven't tried before, whether it's out of fear or you're hesitant to do it for some reason. This is your sort of green light to just go all in and do it differently. Do it, even though that it's a path that hasn't been chartered yet. Go down the path. Just do something different. There's something around, again, like not throwing everything, not getting rid of everything that you've already done, maintaining that and keeping that, but adding some kind of flair to it, adding something different to it, a different addition in some way. Whatever that is going to be specific and unique for you, and the inspiration will definitely come in for you. And so just don't get in your own way, in a sense. Don't sort of self-sabotage whatever this is that's trying to come in, that's trying to force you or trying to encourage you to do things a little bit differently. Because it might come in and you might be like, oh no, that's way too far. Like that's too far from anything I've ever done or wanted to do or even entertain doing. If it comes in and it seems like completely out of your character at this time, do it, because that's the thing. It's going to be something that just isn't something you've ever experienced before. And I think you're going to have an opportunity to entertain it and to jump into it. And I say do it. You're definitely being supported with that. And I feel like what it will open up for you will be monumental, will be just very expansive and really help in your continued growth. Not only like spiritually and, as a person, but, in business, in relationships, whatever. So definitely something here about doing something differently and not being afraid to do something unconventional. Really stepping outside the box is what I'm getting here. And so when I look at the energies for the month for you all, we kind of have like a mixed bag. We've got this, I can definitely see where mindset or the thoughts are going to be playing an integral part to the process. So my first words of wisdom would be to go back to the intro, right? Like what we talked about with the emotions are meant to be felt, right? They're meant to be acknowledged, felt, transmuted. They're not necessarily meant to be changed. They're meant to be experienced, right? We are emotive beings. But the thoughts, right? The thoughts that create the actions that create the experience can absolutely be changed, because you think about how many thoughts you have in a span of a few minutes even, right? Or when you're laying down to go to bed. The thoughts are constantly changing. And it's like we grab onto those thoughts that we feel we are aligned with. And so I would say pay very close attention to what you grab, to the thoughts that you feel are aligned for you. Because if they're thoughts of negativity, thoughts of, shame or putting yourself down or judgment for yourself or another person, then ask yourself why those are the thoughts that you cling to, because there's something to be explored there. And that is what's tripping you up from sort of allowing yourself the freedom to try these new things, to do something so completely outside of the box, because you need some level of confidence to be able to do that. You need some level of just faith and surrender and not self-sabotaging yourself. So I would say pay attention to the thoughts that you pull from, that you hold on to. Out of the millions of thoughts that come in, what are the ones that you hold on to, and why are you holding on to those ones? Do you like those thoughts? If so, great. Put the action behind it and manifest. If you don't like those thoughts, right, if they're negative, shameful, put you down, hold you back, you are the only one that has the power to change the thought. And thoughts are different than emotions, right? Sometimes the thoughts are driven by emotions, but they're two different things. The emotions, you're meant to feel them. You're meant to work through them. There's something to be learned through them. The thoughts are just thoughts, right? You can either hold on to them or release them. And if it's a negative thought, I wouldn't even really acknowledge it. Yeah, you're going to be aware of it, and you just don't even give it power. Don't even give it the time of day. Just recognize it and then change the thought. Because whatever it is that you put the action behind is what you're going to manifest and what you're going to bring into your experience. So that's sort of an underlying theme here for you this month, is the thoughts, the self-sabotaging thoughts, the ones that you cling to that are sort of impeding the progress, right? Your movement forward. That's going to be sort of an underlying current, and it's not necessarily like, it's not meant to trip you up. It's just the purpose behind this is so that you become aware of how many of those negative thoughts you have and how many of those negative thoughts you actually choose to cling to pull from the ether and then focus your energy into. So it is a partnership here, right? Like the thoughts come in and you have to do something with them for them to gain life. If you don't do anything with them and you change the thought, then you're releasing the power of that energy, right? So this is going to be really, really important for you all, I think, this month. It's to pay attention to the mindset, pay attention to the thoughts, and understand that you are the only one that has the power to change the thought. And then you can choose which thought you put action behind. So I do feel like you're going to have a tremendous amount of inspiration coming in, downloads, ideas that you can really take some really profound action on that can really have a beautiful return of investment, right? Like, so have a really powerful, return of your energy. So there are going to be ideas that come in this month for you that are going to be really pivotal in your end goal, right? Like what you're working towards. So pay attention to those inspirations, right? The things that ignite you, that bring excitement, that feel maybe larger than life. It's okay to entertain those, right? Because they have to start somewhere. So I do feel like you're going to have a tremendous amount of insights coming in this month, creative ideas, opportunities for networking, for sort of building your little empire through this inspiration, through passion, through something that really drives you. There's also this call for a tremendous amount of strength this month. And so it's not only like strength in your, how you show up to a situation or how you hold your emotions or whatever the case may be. It's also like the strength of recognizing the powerhouse that you are as an 8, right? I mean, as a human being anyway, but as an 8, there's going to be the trials and tribulations that come with the 8 energy around power struggles, money struggles, whatever the case may be. This very, 8 energy is very much around the physical plane. It really dominates and is the master of the physical plane. So that's where you're going to see a lot of your challenges, right? But that's also where you're going to start to recognize your strengths in those areas, because you didn't come here for an 8 for no reason. You came here because you wanted to really master this energy. And so I think you're going to have some opportunities to really work that muscle and strengthen that side of you so that it doesn't feel so much like a burden as much as it does like you sort of building up your reservoir so that you have the strength that you need to create whatever it is that you're trying to create. And I'll tell you, there is an incredible amount of creative energy this month circulating around you. So this is fast moving energy. This is really like in tarot would be the magician energy. The energy is like saying to you, you have everything that you need to sort of manifest this and make it happen. Just pay attention to the thoughts and where you're putting your energy behind, because where you put your energy behind this month is going to create something and create something quite big. And it is fast moving energy. So it's not something where it's like, a lot of times we have to like put in the work and then it takes time to sort of build whatever it is we're trying to build. This is very fast moving energy. So it's almost like you get the download, you get the insight, you have to have the strength to follow through with it and not doubt yourself. And then once you do that, it's like, this is fast moving manifestation energy. It's like once you put the energy behind it, you start to see the results. So you definitely have everything you need to be able to make this happen. You just have to believe in yourself. There's this speaker that I follow who says, like, it's kind of like having, the magic is always there, but you have to trust the magician. You have to trust yourself. You see what I'm saying? It's like the energy is there for the taking, but you have to trust yourself to be the magician that you came here to be. And that's why I think that there's going to be like this undercurrent of really paying attention to the thoughts, because it's not like you think it. Well, sometimes this happens, but it's not like you think it and then it just immediately appears. There has to be you have to have some kind of effort put forth. Like you have to do something to manifest it, right? To create it. Is where you focus your intention, your energy, and then the action behind that. And so the thoughts this month, if you take anything away from this reading, please take that away. That it's about your thoughts this month, especially, and the action that you're putting behind those thoughts, and the thoughts that you're actually clinging to, because those are the thoughts that you feel worthy of. You see what I'm saying? Those are the thoughts that you feel have power over you, or that are speaking to you. And so again, if they're negative thoughts, you need to ask yourself why. Why those are the ones that you're holding on to. So I'm just really seeing like an opportunity this month for just some really powerful creation, manifestation. This can be around relationships. This can be around collaboration, working with other people, building something that will help to, create a stable foundation for you to bring into your life whatever it is that you're trying to manifest. There's just a lot of energy around creating this month. And so again, it doesn't necessarily just have to be about like career or purpose. It can be around anything really. But the thoughts are going to be important, and that piece about doing something different. The energy is very supportive for doing something very different here. Like, again, you have almost like that magician energy. You have a lot of inspiration and new ideas coming in. And some of these ideas might seem so far-fetched that you're going to need to pull from your inner strength to have the confidence to be able to see it through, to like say yes to it and try it. But there's definitely something around doing something uncharted, doing something that's completely different or unconventional that you never would have thought of, but that comes in, and the universe is saying, don't think about it too much. Just do it. Just dive right in. So hopefully this is helpful. Very powerful energy, as always, for 8s in November. But again, it's what you do with the energy, and it's how you harness it. If if you're still in a place where you want to cling to the more negative thoughts, or you feel like that's sort of where you're at, that's okay. There's no judgment there. It's just understand that is what you are creating, right? Like that's where you're putting your energy. That's where you're putting your focus. And so if you don't like what you're receiving from that focus, from that energy, how can you go about changing the thought? And then what kind of energy can you put behind the new thought? And like I said, it's probably going to be something unconventional, something completely different than you're used to. And that's okay. That's how you're going to know you're on the right path this month, I think, if it's something completely out of the norm for you. So I hope it's a beautiful month for you all. I know it's going to be a powerful month. But hopefully November is good to you all, and you create some magnificence this month, and you pay attention to those thoughts. All right, 8s, thanks so much for listening. Take care, everyone. Bye for now.